Did Adam22 finally get someone unalived over at No Jumper?
Bro, I got a call from somebody today, and this has been yet to be confirmed, but I heard that the fool who got stripped naked is in a coma and not responsive right now. I don't 100% know if that's true, but I'm hearing that his condition is very bad. Luce, what the were you thinking? Doing that in the first place? Sure. Putting the video out.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I can say is that I don't really have any information to volunteer to law enforcement if they were to reach out to me. But
well, information is already out there.
What up, words? Your boy Challz Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Gang, listen, this one's tough for me because I am a extremely loyal person. And one of those things that I don't do is try to turn my back on people or try to be disloyal in any kind of way. I'm just going to be honest. I would rather bury myself in the ground before I'm disloyal, right? So with that being said, this is a tough story. I've been avoiding this story because I was invited over to No Jumper back in 2024 in last January. That was one of the first big podcasts I was invited to be on. I was not charged a dime. I was just sent a random message to come to next time I was in LA to come on to No Jumper. That was sent by a person named Laura over there at No Jumper. Salute to Laura. And I really, really had a fondness. I met her. Me and my wife went out there. First of all, we didn't know what we were getting into because I didn't know who was contacting me. So I'm like, this could literally be a setup. Like it was like very like, it was cloak and dagger, very clandestine, right? And it was just via text messages. I got text to, you don't get the address until the day before, stuff like that. Just like I was like, yo, they could put us in a van and take us, like, I don't even know where I'm going, right? But I went over there and we go to the No Jumper offices. It's a very business district. It's very industrial area. It's very calm. This ain't nothing like, it ain't Hollywood at all. It's on the outskirts of LA. It's not actually downtown or nothing like that. And you got to know where this place is at to even find it. It's like tow truck businesses and things like that. It's very, you feel safe, right? I'm just gonna be honest. You feel like you're in a great area, like nothing's gonna happen to you. There were no gang members out there. There were no bums, no one hanging around. It was quiet. It was a working environment. We go press the button and I have to call because they didn't come. So I text and called. She came to the door, very pleasant, very extremely professional young woman. We went inside. We were like, we're impressed with this place. It's like they gutted out the building and they made it where it's almost an open office. You can see from one side or the other. It's like, it's cubicles, but they're not cubicles in a way. And coffee machines, vending machines. It's like a office. It's like a very specific, professional, well-maintained business space. The people at their desks working. Like, it wasn't just like, this was like, yo, gang, like you work at an office. It was a professional business. And she got us some coffee. If you look at the video, I'm on the No Jumper News and she brings in the coffee. I really liked Laura. And I don't like what I'm seeing over there because they're turning this place, this very, very professional environment. They're actually fueling it and funding it with a lot of gang activity. And I'm just going to be honest. I don't want to speak ill of this situation, but I do have to speak on this because I actually feel like she may even be in danger. I'm just going to be honest. Me and wifey, we sat in there, we had conversations, we talked about different things. This is when Cat Williams was out, and even the hosts were pleasant. I met Brick Baby, I met Dijon, I believe the guy that works the computer is Adam's brother. I think his name is Ryan or something like that. You gotta understand, I wasn't a watcher of No Jumper. So it was just a random pod. I knew of No Jumper, I watched it a little bit. I didn't know anybody in there, gang. I'm just gonna be honest. I think who was Almighty was sitting beside me. who else came in? Adam came in, shook my hand. Everything was, it wasn't this goofy, crazy environment of all this nonsense that you see. This place is, you can send like a freaking intern there from wherever, and they would be in a professional work environment, right? I'm just going to be honest. What we're seeing online is a trumped up, is entertainment. But what's happening now, when I went there, right? I told you, we were kind of nervous. Like, we were like, yo, this could literally be like some sex trafficking. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, shorty, we might, yo, listen, gang, listen. But we got there and everything was fine. So now I get home and I start watching other things about No Jumper, and it starts to go left. I'm starting to see, like, because when I got there, Brick Baby was like, who do I have the pleasure of speaking to? I'm like, oh, Challz, I exchanged information and da-da-da. He even told me when I said something at the end of the show, he was like, yo, when we got off the air, he was like, no, that's like kind of disrespectful to the culture out here. You can't say that word, right? I was like, oh, okay, my bad, da-da-da. It was very, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't this. That's why I said, like Brick Baby, this dude's got a good heart. I'm like, yeah, gang, like, a lot of stuff I'm seeing, a lot of these guys are being, I don't want to use the word manipulated, but I kind of have to. Now, I say all that to say, I just described a very typical professional work environment with co-workers that are friendly, helpful, right? Funny. We had a good time in there. I never felt like I was in any kind of danger. We left out. I didn't see nobody in front of the place, like looking to harm nothing. So then as I get home and I start to double back and start to look at everything that's going on over there, and I start to see that there's kind of like a undercurrent of gang culture, right? Which I know, I mean, it's LA, gang. It's going to be gang culture somewhere in intertwined in this situation. But like when I went, you'll see I had on all black. I was like, I'm not doing nothing too crazy in here. I'm just going to be keeping that simple. But at the same time, I know to be careful, right? And I know I'm just a hood dude. I understand you got to be a certain way, but I didn't get that vibe there. But now when I'm back home and I'm looking at videos that happen, da-da-da, because everybody knows the viral stuff. I saw the viral videos and this and that, but I didn't know that was pervasive, and it started to become, the actual content became gang-related content. It became, this guy don't like that guy. This guy is going to see this guy in the streets, and that guy, and I started to watch, I'm like, yo, this low-key, this is not good, because I know this place isn't that. Right? I went here, soda machine, all. I like, this place is not that. This is a workplace. Why is Wack 100 up here? Why with all this stuff? Like, what's going on, right? And Wack wasn't there when I went. Shout out to Wack. I don't know Wack from a hole in the wall, but I'm just telling you, as a grown man who's worked in several work environments, as a business owner of my own, right, for 15 years. I know what professionalism looks like. And that place was professional, right? All of the people that was working there was like white college kids. And Laura was probably the only black person I saw, as far as I saw. I'm sure it was others, but she was the only black person I saw in there. So it was like a work environment of like straight up, these are people who got degrees and stuff like that. So to see all this gang stuff on the screen, it made me think like, yo, what? Maybe the gang stuff is just for content, because this is not that up here. So as things go on, I'm starting to see more and more. It's escalating. This guy and that guy and da-da-da. And I'm tuned in now, because I'm looking. I'm like, this is not that. So I'm looking at this stuff escalate, and Brick Baby is mad at this. This guy's mad at Brick and da-da-da. I think Brick done had about 5 different conflicts since I went there, at least 5. And I've been following. I've just been following everything. And my mind started to be like, yo, something bad's going to happen, because it's starting to seem like too many people are coming up here with a different mentality than this is professional. This is a work environment. Something's going to happen up here that this place is going to have a whole identity crisis where they're going to have to figure some stuff out. And now it's happened. Somebody got beat up there. They're in a coma, and some guy is going to go to jail. So now Loose Cannon is one of the, I think he's the on-air talent in this establishment. Loose Cannon, runs with Whack 100. And I'm not telling you nothing that ain't already on the internet. Everybody already knows this. They had two guys come up to No Jumper, right? Outside waiting for Whack 100. Allegedly, I'm not even gonna say allegedly because Adam22 confirmed that he went out there when he was going home. He had wrapped up the show for the night and two guys were outside waiting for Whack 100. He called Whack 100 Loose Cannon and said, listen, somebody's outside waiting for you, right? And Whack was like, okay, bet, I think I know who that is. Now Whack is there. Whack has people with him. He has to protect his investment and his professionalism. He has to be on his toes, whatever. So apparently, I believe Loose Cannon and some other guys are friends or associates of Whack some kind of way. Long story short, they go outside, confront these two guys. Allegedly, these two guys are there for clout because they're trying to stir something up with Whack. They're trying to get something started, which to me is, this is really kind of crazy. You're going up there too deep to a place where you don't know what's behind that door. This is absolutely insane to me because if I'm going up there talking about, I'm going to straighten something out with Whack, I'm not just going to go with my homeboy, right? It's going to be a whole thing if I'm going up there. First of all, if I got the address, I'm going to mount up like, listen, gang, we going 4 or 5 cars deep up there. Ain't nobody stripping me butt naked, but I'm not going to do nothing dumb like that in the first place. Just being honest. I'm just going to be honest. So, long story short, Loose Cannon, who is an admitted Loose Cannon, right? Him and some other unnamed assailants, allegedly, beat these two guys up, stripped them butt naked. I couldn't even, the video's so grainy, I had to be explained to what's happening. I had to watch like 3 different videos to figure out who was who. First, the rumor was that was Whack getting stripped naked. Then it wasn't Whack and da-da-da, and Whack wasn't there. Whack was there. It's all over the place. But allegedly, according to the video, which I can speak on this because they posted this video. I didn't find this, and this is common knowledge. This video was out there. They posted this video up with this guy getting stripped, getting beat, getting punched. And one of these two guys that came up there for this clout, they caught what they really were looking for, and one of them is in a coma now, unresponsive. That is a very serious charge. That is a very serious crime. Now, at this point, everybody in them videos, this could turn out to be a manslaughter, right? It could go from an assault to do bodily harm to a manslaughter, right? And depending on whatever else they want to add onto it, right? So now it's getting real. Now this culture that has been cultivated since before and after I got there and left, now it's being cultivated into, we're coming up to the studio. Like if you pay attention to this show now, this channel now, there is constantly someone coming there. We're coming. I was there. You wasn't there. Where are you? Da-da-da. Like it's constant. And that pervasive energy finally caught up to somebody. It was inevitable. It was inevitable. So I've looked at it from a different point of view for a while. I've seen it as Adam22 actually is cultivating content for consumption, but the content is negative. Just gonna be honest. The content is negative. So when you cultivate negativity, that's what you get back, right? And at this point, it's now become a thing where people have to protect themselves. They have to be on their guard when they come in and out. They're looking back and forth. Do I got 4 guys? He got 5 guys. Da-da. Like now it's like you're going to be leaving out the back door with guns and this. And like, it's a whole thing, right? It's so much going on over there that it's like, gang, this ain't really a good work environment at this point. And a lot of them people that are working there, I'm just going to be honest, are in danger. Like literally, there are fights in there. Like there's video footage of a fight inside there, right? Remember he yoked them up and was like, yo, da-da. I had him on the way, I had Brick Baby up against the wall. It's stuff going on that, to me, they need to really reconsider how they're doing business over there, right? I feel like, and like I said, I didn't want to do this story because I don't want to look like, oh yeah, now you out here, blah, blah, blah. Like I don't really owe him nothing, but at the same time, I like her, right? I like what she represents. She was very down to earth, you know what I'm saying? And she treated us really well. And I see that they're just trying to earn money, earn a living. And this environment is getting very toxic. So if somebody passes away, if it's not this guy, it could be somebody else. That's just how bad it's getting over there. And I'm all the way over here. I'm on the East Coast, and I can look at online, and there's 1,000 videos telling me, yeah, this place is getting a little rough. It's getting a little rough over here. So, my opinion, I believe that unless something changes, bringing in all of these gang members to be the co-host and bringing in all these guys that are admitted felons, that are admittedly violent, let's just be honest. I'm not gonna say no names, but a lot of these guys got videos saying, I do this for real. Like, I do this for real. And they're proud of what they did in that situation. So that means the next situation, they're going to be even more ready to film it, and somebody else is going to get bodied. Now, I don't know that Adam is worried about this or not, because at the end of the day, sometimes money got a funny way of making people feel like I'm good out here, right? So I just feel like this was bound to happen. Now we're going to see who starts talking, because now it got real. It never was a real case until now. This is going to be a real case. Now we're going to see what Wack really does when it's pressure, because Wack, I believe Wack ain't even supposed to be around, fellas. I'm just going to be honest. I believe he not even, the way his history is set up in the court system, I don't think he even supposed to be around certain people. So if he is on that video, which is crazy, like at the end of the day, Wack should have told them don't post that or take that down or something like that, but it's too late. So we're going to see what Adam does when it's time to mount up and get on that stand. We're going to see what he does. We already know what he's going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where this is headed, but that organization really needs to check itself inside and out and figure out, what do we want to be? Do we want to be the gang central, or do we actually want to do good business and just make content? Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this where it's headed? People getting marked out, people getting beat within an inch of their life, all for what? CLBMG. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine.
CLB.